And good Saturday morning, everybody. How you doing? And we've got a special guest. Shannon is on special assignment this week. He's got a big assignment. So we're hoping everything goes well for his big shindig. So, but we've got a special guest, as you can see. But I'm going to give him the proper opening. The proper opening. So hold on. Here we go. There you go. Good morning, Eric.
I just have 3 words. Suck it, Jackson.
Oh man, thank you so much for coming on here and venturing into this chaotic environment.
I've been here before.
As
you know, hopefully most people have forgotten.
So how you been? You been okay?
Yeah, I got a cold I can't shake, but other than that, I'm all right. Yeah, it's a Thursday night was kind of a nightmare.
Ooh.
Yeah, never thought that there'd be 4 ACC teams in the Sweet 16, and 3 of them would win their next game, and Carolina wouldn't be the one that didn't. But other than that,
and how are the Reds doing? I haven't been following yet.
1-0, and good news and bad news for us. The Red Sox won their first game, and they didn't get shut out this year until their second game. 1-0 last night.
I don't know. I don't have a whole. I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope this year, but
they're going to be better than people think. Fortunately, at least they lost 1-0. So Pivetta pitched very well. But man, I tell you what, for all that offense, the Red Sox get shut out a lot.
Speaking of the Red Sox, and I got my little replica World Series ring from 2004.
That's just, you can just hold that up for the next 2 hours and I'd be happy.
It is massive. It is. I mean, it is really thick and huge, man. For a replica, I wouldn't have thought it would have been this much, this good a quality. But hey, I saw that. I can't even remember where I picked it up now. But when I saw that, it was like, I'm looking at my wife and she's like, go ahead. You want it. So, but I had to pick that up for 2004. That was the most important one for me. I think we talked about it before because I got to see it with my grandfather who was born in 1918. And so I got to with him, watch them win the World Series in my lifetime. So that was a big fun thing for me to do.
Yeah, and we didn't know that was going to be the first of 4. So that's if you're a sports fan out there, you know what it is that Red Sox fans went through. Cubs fans can identify. Now Indians fans, been on the clock since 1948. I mean, God, it was great. Because I didn't think I'd live to see one.
Yeah. Well, you lived through the 70s and 86. We're not talking about 86, though.
No,
but
it's like some buildings don't have a 13th floor. Baseball history goes from 1985 directly to 1987.
Yep. We I can't. It's too painful. Well, what do you say? You think you're up to dealing with the peanut gallery?
Release the hounds.
All right, here we go. And good morning to everyone in the Peanut Gallery. Thanks for joining us again. Greatly appreciate it. As I said, Shannon is on assignment. So we've got the great Mr. Eric Breen. The professor himself is filling in. Thank you again so much.
My pleasure.
And let's see what's going on with the Peanut Gallery. We've got Anthony Perdue up first, and it's another memory from Anthony. Anthony says, "Good morning, Peanut Peers. I'm remembering how my classmate, Julian, became my best friend in third grade because of Brave and the Bold 77, the Batman Atom team-up issue. It was lunchtime, and I had with me, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one with Batman's on the cannon, giant cannon, I think. Yeah. I had with me my Man from Uncle lunchbox, my number one favorite TV show, along with Batman, and for some reason, my copy of Brave and the Bold 77. Well, I finished enjoying the lunch my mom prepared for me. Then I started reading my book. Raymond, one of my wilder classmates, is goofing off and running around the lunch area, and when he passes by me, he grabs my book. I run after him, so does Julian. Whoops. I thought I clicked on it. There we go. Let's try that again. Okay. Is sitting by. Julian catches up with Raymond in the middle of the playground, and they start tussling. Raymond has my book rolled up in his hand, trying to swat Julian with it. Oh, no. The tragedy, the damage. Julian grabs Raymond's shirt and pulls it up over his head. All of us watching see Raymond's back and stomach covered with those TV show and movie monster wash-off tattoos we would get for 10 cents. They continue to tussle until the school bell rings. Then Raymond gives Julian the book, who gives it back to me. On the way back to class, me and Julian stop at the lunch area so I can pick up my lunchbox. During that time, we really start to bond, and by the end of the day, we're best friends. Julian was the kind of friend who didn't think anything about me reading comic books. Sometimes on the way home from school, he would go with me to the local mom and pop store so I could check out the spinner rack. We were best friends from third grade until the early part of fourth grade, when I had to move to another school. Julian was the best of best friends. I hope his life went well." Well, thank you so much for sharing that memory with us, Anthony. Greatly appreciate it, man. That's a great story.
Which could have been titled "Me and Julian Down by the Schoolyard."
Oh, hey, there you go. Good night, folks. Thanks for coming. We're here all week. And Michael Taylor is with us once again. Hey, Michael, great to have you with us, sir. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. He says hello to Doc and Shannon and Eric. And Captain Strangelife is with us. Hans, how you doing, sir? He says, at Anthony, he says, that's interesting and a lot to read. And very, very nice story. And in order to the captain here, we got to swap out hats. There we go. And then we got Maranya, she of the Blue Wrench, the dead mother herself, Lady M. Thank you for being with us once again this morning. Appreciate it. She says, good morning, Anthony, Hans, and Michael. Time to enjoy comic book memories with a mug of hot chocolate. A mug of chocolate coffee and egg, bread, ham, Swiss cheese, and turkey sandwich for breakfast. That's a mouthful. More ways than one. But great to have you with us once again, Maranya. Good luck running herd on the Peanut Gallery. Easy Comic Reader is with us once again as well. Hey, ECR, great to have you with us, sir. He says, good morning, everybody. For today's number, I'm hoping for a duet in honor of our special guest host, the tune of Flash by Queen. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah.
You want me to take it, or you?
I'm not singing my own song. No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll try it. Now, I have to preface this by saying I haven't heard the song in a long, long time. So hopefully I can do you justice there, Easy Comic Reader. So let's go. I don't know if I can reach those high notes. Breathe! Ah! No, breathe! Ah! Commentator of the Tubiverse. Breen! Ah! He'll breen every one of us. I'm sorry. I didn't do that any justice at all. Easy Comic Reader, thank you so much for your musical comic stylings. I appreciate it as always. I'm just sorry I couldn't do you justice, my friend. So, but thank you so much. As always, look forward to it every week. Thank you so much. And Lady M says, perfection as always, ECR. Absolutely. Michael Taylor says, Anthony, fantastic story. I enjoyed it. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And Michael Taylor says, hello to Cap. And he also says hello to Maranya and to ECR as well. And he also says, Anthony, I love those lunch boxes. My favorite part of starting the new school year. And Easy Comic Reader says, thank you, Maranya. Hey, Michael. Michael Taylor says, I had a lot of lunch boxes of all the popular TV shows of the 70s. Oh, cool. I don't know about you, Eric, but I think I had a baseball one. That was a baseball theme. I had a Walt Disney one. That was a Walt Disney white one. And I think I had one superhero one. That was it. I could not find any other superhero ones.
I had a brown paper bag.
No. Oh, okay. All righty then. And Dr. Monchilla is with us. Hey, John, great to have you with us, sir. I'm sorry, my hands are freezing down here. Let's see. He says, howdy, y'all. Been awake since 4 a.m., so my day is already well underway. Tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch. I'll be napping soon after this show ends.
Glad he prefaced after.
Thank you so much, sir. Great to have you with us as always. And Michael Taylor says, I wish I would have been smart enough to save all my toys, comic books, etc. from the decades of the 70s. I was born in 66, so I just missed out, but I had a lot of the great toys, etc. from the 70s. I wish the same thing, Michael. I was born in 62, so by 67, I was 5 years old, so I was able to watch TV and remember it. Played with great toys. Major Matt Mason, Captain Action, G.I. Joe, the Zeroids. I wish I had all those things, man. Just G.I. Joe stuff alone. I had a ton of stuff. My favorite was the space capsule. You know, did you ever have one of those, Eric? The G.I. Joe space capsule? No? Oh, that was the best, man. I just loved, because everything was all space in the latter half of the 60s, it seems like, with like cartoons and stuff like that. So anything space was like huge. Lost in Space, you know, stuff like that. So having that, it was really, really cool. So I wish I had that stuff. Mike Taylor says hello to Dr. Von Chilla. And Mike Taylor says, Maranya, that was Anthony. And Maranya says, good morning, John. How are you doing? You've been missed around these parts for sure. Yes, sir, Rebub. And Maranya also says, what was, Michael? ECR did a song too? There's confusion. Good one, ECR, says Michael Taylor. And Maranya says, we all want to know, what's that mischievous scamp known as Pauline been getting into lately? Ha ha ha. I think we've got a Pauline report coming up. Graphic Man. Hey, Micah.
Would you like me to read the next couple?
Sure. Go ahead if you want to.
Well, I should have probably waited. It's Eric Breen, the dancing machine. Not in this lifetime. Can you guys show some non-Gil Kane asking for a friend? I say no.
Oh, Micah, great to have you with us, sir. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with us. Always appreciate it. Oh, Dr. Von Chilla says, howdy, Michael Taylor. I did save the lion's share of my toys and comics and vinyl from the 70s, but I've gifted and sold most of those artifacts. However, I do still have some to be turned loose. Oh, there you go. I wish I had the presence of mind at that time in my life to say, oh, I gotta, put these back in my box and everything, but I didn't, man. We played outside in the woods, or we had a place we called the sandbox, which wasn't a box, but it was just a sand pile that got trampled down, and we'd build cities and everything there. So that stuff all got lost. It's still, my mom and dad still find things out in the woods that belong to me and my son to this day. Just, of course, they're hardly ever intact, but there is one, and at some point I'm going to show it. I got video of it. A plastic Wild West holster that had been wrapped, buckled around a tree, and the tree has grown up around it now. So it is permanently fixed in that tree. So just bizarre things, the things that, go on in my life. Captain Strangelife says, good morning, greetings to one and all. Maranya says, you mean and friend, right, Micah? Ah. Ranger Sly, our neighbor to the north, good morning, sir. He says, good morning from Canada to Rod, Eric, and the magnificent Peanut Gallery. Thank you so much, sir, and good morning to you. Great to have you with us. Mocktail says, hello to Graphic Man. Triple C, Cheap Comic Collector. Hey, good morning, everyone, he says. I've trained myself well. As soon as the intro music started, I thought, oh, I have to hit the like button. Laugh out loud. Well, thank you so much, Triple C. Appreciate it, and appreciate you hanging out with us as always. Don't forget to tune in after the show to Cheap Comic Collector's channel so you can get some good deals on some neat comics, man. Definitely check him out. And Maya Greenblatt is with us. Hey, Maya. Good morning, everyone. He said, I got to tell you, Maya, I love your icon, your avatar. That is great. Little Hanna-Barbera. I love it. And Dr. Vitilla says, howdy, Hans. Howdy, Maranya. Maranya says, good morning, Triple C and Meyer. Michael Taylor says, hello, Eric. Good to see you on the show.
Thank you.
And Tempest from Mars is with us. Good afternoon, all, he says. And good afternoon to you, sir. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us. Mike Taylor says hello to Ranger. And he says hello to Triple C as well. And Maranya says, good morning to you from this side of the pond, TFM. And Heidi ho to you too, Ranger. Ranger Sly says, Captain Strangelife, you managed to get up early as your promise on Micah's show. That's right. Oh, yeah. Cool. Great to have you with us. Mike Till says, hello, TFM. And Tempest from Mars says, hello to Maranya and Michael. And this fella here, Eric K, is with us once again. Hey, Eric, great to have you with us, sir. He says, hello, Rod, Eric, and the Peanut Gallery. I am on my way to a hockey game shortly, so we'll watch this on the replay. Well, enjoy yourself the hockey game, sir. I used to go locally here to UNH and watch the Wildcats play a lot when I was in my younger days, and I kind of miss going there. But it's just too cold in the arena now. Maranya says, good morning, Eric. I hope a game breaks out instead of fights at the game. Be careful traveling. There you go. Ranger Sly says he's laughing at Triple C. And Mr. Rigamortis 86 is with us. Thank you so much, sir, for spending your Saturday with us. He says, have a great show, gents. I hope you will shake your cold, Mr. Breen.
Thank you, sir.
Good day. Good day to the Peanut Gallery as well, he says. And Maranya says, good morning, Mr. Rigamortis. Captain UK. Hey, Captain, great to have you with us all the way from across the pond. He says hi to everyone. And Paul S. with Shannon's favorite avatar. He says good morning to everyone. Mike Taylor says, Dr. Vonchilla, that's great. I wish I had the foresight to do that. It's amazing that you can gift your stuff. Absolutely. One of the most generous people in the community, I should say. So absolutely. I've been a recipient of many of his great gifts. So thank you. And the gray man, also from across the pond, he's saying, hey, folks, and a hey to you and Lady Linda. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. And Maranya says hello to Captain UK and Paul. And Maranya also says, hey there, gray man and Lady Lisa. Michael Taylor says hello to Eric K. Dr. Vonchilla says, gray man. Captain UK, greetings from across the pond. And Captain UK says, Maranya, I hope you are well. Ranger Sly says, by the way, big congrats to Cheap Comic Collector, who reached 400 subs this week. All right. And in less than a year of making a new video every single day. Cool beans. Well, congratulations to Triple C. Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. Maranya says, I am thank you, Captain UK. I hope you are also. All righty. Mike Taylor says hello to Mr. Rigor Mortis. Captain UK says, and greetings to you, John, from this side of the pond. Captain Strange Life says, Ranger Sly, are you feeling better? And Maranya says, congrats to Triple C. Captain UK says, very well, thank you, Maranya. Very pleased to be able to catch the show and catch up with people. Awesome, awesome. Always great to have you with us in the Peanut Gallery, Captain. You know. Ranger Sly says, howdy, gray man. It's the world-famous international cast here in the Peanuts Gallery. There we go. From all corners of the world. Mike Taylor says, yeah, the silver, bronze, and some of the copper Brave and the Bolds were great. Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite DC books growing up as a kid. That was one of the first ones that I can remember. Yeah, it's just, I didn't get to appreciate the non-Batman team-ups until much later on. I didn't even really know they existed. All I knew was Batman, Batman and the Creeper, Batman and Eclipso, those ones. Those were the first ones that I can remember. The Spectre, Batman and the Spectre with Neil Adams cover, that was the stuff I grew up on. So it was a lot of fun. All righty. Dr. Vonchilla says, oh, Riggy's out there too, eh? How you doing, old buddy? Paul S. says, Shannon looks a little different today.
True.
Dr. Vonchilla says, me and Julian down by the schoolyard. There we go. Playing off your riff there earlier. Mike Taylor says, good one, Eric. Sounds like me and Julio down by the schoolyard. There you go. Maranya says, John, is Pauline misbehaving? Inquiring minds want to know. And Ranger Sly says, yes, thank you so much for asking, Captain Strange Life. And Easy Comic Reader says, you done good, dog. Bravo. You are too kind, way too kind, because I know just how badly I botched that up. So thank you very much, though, for your providing us with the weekly comic musical styling, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Maranya says, I was a brown bag lunch kid too, Eric. Solidarity. Let's see. Well, I had a lunchbox up until I think high school. When I went to high school, I no longer carried a lunchbox, but I discovered they had a lunchroom that served tater tots. And that was it. Every day I was a tater tot guy, and the lunch lady was nice enough. She knew right when I come in, here you go. Saved them for you. Here you go. Nice. Okay, moving on. Graphic Man. Did I just hear someone sing the theme to Graphic Man? Yes. It was ECR's musical stylings today. courtesy of ECR, and he did it with a tribute to Mr. Breen here. So Mike Tiller says, I had some of the original G.I. Joes in the 70s. Yeah, to me, those are the G.I. Joes. The little ones in the 80s, never got into. Just Dr. Monchilla says, the only lunchbox I ever had was in first grade, 1970, 71. It was a Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, puffy vinyl thing. I'm curious to know more about that. Puffy vinyl thing. I wonder what that is. Cool. Paul S. says, hey, Eric, what is that all-star comics that is behind you?
Well, Paul, that is a poster that was put together by the lovely and talented Graf Hickman for the Four Color Fossils. If it pulls out, you can look and see the Green Lantern looks very familiar.
Oh, wow, that's right. Yeah.
So that was the original cast of the Four Color Fossils, and that's what the poster is.
Holy mackerel. Fantastic. Ask and you shall receive. Michael Taylor says, Doc, that's very cool that they find childhood stuff of yours in the woods. Yeah, it's just funny. I'll get a phone call out of the blue. Hey, the next time you come over, I got something for you. But I found a couple of little spacemen, plastic spacemen. Oh, okay, cool. So, all right. We got Maranya. She's ready with the pause line. So you know what that means, Eric. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, brother. It's all you.
So I guess
there
I'm
you
going
go.
First. Well, in honor of this week being the beginning of baseball season, I've got out some baseball related stuff to hopefully not bore you folks with.
No.
So when I was a kid, 2 years, I started collecting baseball cards in 1969. And then in 1970, they put out these oversized versions. They had the same back, but the front was just a photo. So I'm going to show a couple of these. Cool. The better known players. Here's Harmon Killebrew.
Oh yeah.
And these guys will not know who I'm slighting. Johnny Bench.
Oh yes.
The greatest catcher of all time.
Colton Fisk.
Yeah, you keep coughing there. Tommy Harper, just always liked him. Sam McDowell, who could have been one of the all-time greats, but he liked to drink about as much as I used to, so that's it.
Ouch.
It's Lou Brock.
Oh yeah, Lou Brock.
And this one should be of particular interest to our host.
Oh, I can't make him out quite. I see the Red Sox hat, but
Rico Petrocelli.
Oh, that's Rico. Okay, third baseman.
Yes, I believe you have extolled his virtues before.
Yes, Rico and Yaz.
It's, Phil Necro.
Oh yeah, throw the knuckleball.
Here's someone that doesn't understand all the fuss around Shohei Ohtani lately.
Who is that? Danny who?
Denny McClain.
Oh, okay.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, he did federal time for racketeering.
Ouch.
He was heavy into gambling. There's the greatest living ball player.
Say hey, kid.
I probably won't be able to say that for much longer. We share a birthday. He's going to be 93.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Willie Stargell.
Oh yeah, Pops.
Man that probably should have gone into the Hall of Fame while he was still alive.
Who was that? I didn't recognize him.
Ron Santo.
Oh, okay.
And the Hammer.
Hammer and Hank.
So let's see. Now we'll move on to some guys that were before our time, but I don't know. Like I said, I get nostalgic around this time every year. These are 1954 tops.
Oh wow.
Monty Irvin, the Big Clue.
Oh mackerel.
Ranger, there might have been one in the thing I showed, but no, this is everything now is going to predate them. It's Billy Martin, and
Billy Martin.
Here's somebody you were inquiring about in a previous conversation, Phil Rizzuto. That's it. For those of you that don't know the story in the Meatloaf song "Paradise by the Dashboard Light," the radio, the game they're listening to, he's the announcer because he was an announcer for the Yankees, and what they didn't tell him was what was actually happening in the song, and when he found out, he was not happy.
Oh, I never heard that story. I did know it was Phil Rizzuto because I remember that was a big deal.
I thought that was you. I'd say my memory's not what it used to be. Here's Duke Snyder.
Duke. Willie and the Duke.
There's Hoyt Wilhelm. Yeah, I have back there. I've got my magazines. I've got a Willie Mays, a Mickey Mantle, and a Duke Snyder cover.
Oh.
There's Gil Hodges.
Wow.
And we go back one more year to Roy Campanella, one of the all-time greatest catchers.
Yeah.
Holy
mackerel, that's neat.
Eddie Matthews. Bob Feller.
Yeah,
one of the hardest fastballs probably to this day. There was a thing where a motorcycle raced his fastball in a stunt that was set up. I can't remember who set it up, but yeah, they let the motorcycle get a jump, and then he tried to outrace his fastball.
Wow.
Red Shandies. It's another Monty Irvin.
Cool.
It's Pee Wee Reese.
Oh.
Johnny Mize. Phil Rizzuto again.
For the money store.
Nice. Allie Reynolds. Warren Spahn. If you notice these superstars that have popped up in both of these sets, at the time that these were being made, there was a company called Bowman, and players would sign contracts to appear on baseball cards, and some would only agree to pose for one. Here's Whitey Ford. Ted Williams didn't appear on a Topps card until 1954, and in his honor, they gave him the first and the last card in the series. I had the first card, but that was one of the things that got stolen when I got broken into several years ago. Yeah, so and there's a couple other things real quick. First, the coolest Sports Illustrated cover in the history of Sports Illustrated. Dick Allen, heater hanging out of his mouth, juggling baseballs. If there's a cooler cover, I have not seen it. And something that Rod may have, but I hope this doesn't bring up any bad memories, but the 1975 World Series program.
Ouch! Oh, it hurts. Take it away. Take it away. Still the greatest World Series ever played, in my opinion.
And probably the most anticlimactic World Series ever played was the one the next year when they just steamrolled the Yankees.
Wow.
So, hopefully that didn't put anybody to sleep, but I said that's what I got for this round.
Oh, that's awesome, though. I love seeing the history of baseball. It's great stuff. And I never got into collecting baseball cards, although I used to have, I don't know what they were from. They were like little round metal ones with baseball pictures. They weren't any bigger than a quarter, size of a quarter. And then there were also some on the actual insides of bottle caps I remember having.
They're the first thing, if we're thinking the same thing, they were a little bigger. They're more like the size of $50. In 1964, in a 1971 Topps produced coin series.
It might have been them, because they were about, to me, they were about the size of a quarter, but it's been so long since I've seen them, you know. And they
Very
may
hard
still
to,
be down in my basement, my parents' basement somewhere.
yeah, very hard. They had a tendency to rust before
Mm.
anybody knew how to take care of them. But I think that might be what you're talking about. And I know there were I think it was regional soft drink companies where the player's picture would be on the inside of the bottle cap.
Yeah,
I don't have any of those, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah. I mean, and you never gave them a second thought. To me, it was just something that was just hanging around. I didn't really pay that much attention to them. We kept them in an old cigar box, you know. So, but that I never got into the baseball cards. My son did. My son got into the baseball cards for a brief time, probably about 4 or 5 years, where he got like full sets from Topps every year and stuff like that around the late 90s, I believe. Late 90s, early 2000s. So, but that was about it for me. Now, I inherited a bunch of the Sports Illustrated magazines from my uncle, and don't ask me why, but I cut off the covers of all of them and basically put them on my wall as wallpaper. I think the only one I did not cut was the one with Hulk Hogan on it. It was a green cover with a Hulk Hogan, if I
I
remember
remember
correctly.
that.
And that was the only one I don't remember cutting the cover off. But the rest of them, I cut them off. I just was not thinking, man. Destroyed them.
And, well, my dad was not a hoarder by any stretch. He didn't keep much of his childhood stuff or even stuff he had as a young adult, but he did have the first issue of Sports Illustrated.
Oh, cool.
And it had an insert of baseball cards that they weren't actual cards, they were paper, but the same size and everything. And I wanted to cut them out and play with them, and he wouldn't let me do it. And I'm glad he didn't, because that is intact. Well, not in the greatest shape, because I looked through it a million times, but it's now framed on my wall. It's one of the few things I have from him.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, let's see. All right. They got Maranya. She's got the line there to help me remember where I'm supposed to be. And then we've got Michael Taylor saying congratulations to Triple C. And then before I go to the next one, I must do this. Whoops. Where are you going? Don't be moving things around here, there, computer. I got to go back here. And boom, off. Boom, and boom. All right, we've got this week's Pauline report from Dr. Von Chilla, and he says she's suddenly deep into her first heat. Her squalling is why I've been up since 4 a.m., calling the vet on Monday morning to make arrangements to deal with it. Oh, well, she's just being a kitty. Oh, she's a doll. Thank you so much, Dr. Von Chilla, for the update on the Pauline report. Appreciate it, sir. Make sure to give Pauline some special treats today for us. And Maranya says, oh dear, here's hoping the matter gets fixed soon. Pun intended. Dr. Montilla says he's laughing out loud at Lady M. Montilla says Shannon was mentioning that he won't be on due to work. Yes, due to work. Well, he's got a special assignment, and I'm sure he'll tell everybody about it, either in a video on his channel or certainly next Saturday morning right here. So stay tuned. Hippies Collectibles, Tom, great to have you with us, sir. He says, Excelsior, true believers. My last day in Phoenix, leaving in a couple of hours. Sitting here with Sophia, and she says hi to everyone. See y'all next Saturday. Well, say hello to Sophia from us. It was great to watch her grow up in your videos over the years. So it's pretty cool. You get to go back out there and see her. That's awesome. Dr. Von Chilla says, howdy, Tom. How was your trip? Hippie says, John says, hi. Tom says, hiya, John. It was awesome. Lots of sun and fun. Laughing out loud. Hippie says, see y'all next week. Poof, he says. Maranya says, safe travels to you and Lady Sophia, Hippie. Ranger Sly says, never seen those oversized baseball cards. Cool. Dr. Von Chilla says, all right, Tom, hope to see you then. Mike Taylor says, it's crazy that it's almost the 4th month of the year already. Yeah, this year is flying by. Ranger Sly says, any Montreal Expos in there, Eric?
I hope you're not waiting on me because I was going through just to see if there was one because I said there might be, but
I was all set to put you right on full screen.
Looks like the Expos got slighted, at least on the first half of this.
Ranger Sly says, I started to collect baseball cards again during COVID, as if comics weren't a big enough rabbit hole. There you go. Absolutely. Maranya says, wow, Roy Campanella. The TV movie about his accident and recovery was a gut punch to me when I first saw it as a kid. I remember that too. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, because he had a job in the offseason delivering liquor.
Oh, I did not remember that.
I think he was on a delivery when his car skidded out on an icy road. And you think about that. Here's one of the best players in baseball working his winter job.
Yeah. Yeah, there shouldn't have been a need for a winter job.
I've told the story. So my grandma used to work with the Reds' best pitcher in a department store in the off season.
Oh, wow. That is cool. Michael Taylor says, I think Campanella won 3 MVPs, I think is what he means.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. And Michael Taylor says, Pee Wee Reese was my father's favorite player.
As long as he didn't say his favorite announcer, because we had him in the late 60s and he was not exactly scintillating.
Who was he announcing for? Oh, the
Reds.
He
was a color commentator with Ed Kennedy, and who was also quite boring.
Oh, ouch. What years was he doing the announcing there?
I want to say late 60s, because by 1970 they'd replace. He was gone. Right around then.
Curious Joe Studios, Ron Santos, large baseball card. Never saw those oversized cards, he says. He says 69 Cubs should have gone to the series. As a 10-year-old kid, it was emotionally traumatic. Still not over it, I guess.
He's not wrong. Yeah, because you think about where the Mets literally came out of nowhere, but they did have a good team. It wasn't like it was a fluke, but I'll tell you what, that 69 Cubs team was loaded.
Mm-hmm. Well, Curious Joe Studios, thank you for spending your Saturday with us. We greatly appreciate it, sir. I did not get into baseball until I think it was 75. I think I've told you before. It was the year that Fred Lynn and Jim Rice came up. And Fred Lynn won Rookie of the Year, I think it was. So
didn't he win the MVP also? Wasn't he the first guy to do both or something like that?
I can't remember. I just remember it was for some reason up until that point. My brother had played sports. My brother had played little league and minor league and stuff like that, and I didn't want anything to do with it. Never interested me one iota. But then something clicked, and we watched the game or something, or I know we went to one game my dad took us to Fenway Park to see the Oakland A's during their dynasty years. So we got to see, like Blue Moon Odom and Catfish Hunter and them guys, and I don't know if something clicked there or not, but all of a sudden we started. The neighborhood gang started showing up in my parents' backyard. It was big enough that we built our own little ballpark out of chicken wire fence that we found out in the woods. We thought we built Fenway Park Junior. And after that, I fell in love with baseball, and I loved to play. I did not have the talent to play in high school. I just didn't have the hand-eye coordination for hitting. But as soon as I could graduate high school, I played softball, and I played softball for in a men's league for 25 years, man. And I would not trade that for the world. I had a ball. So, did you get to play? Did you play when you were small, when you were young?
Yeah, my first at bat in knothole, I was 8 years old. I think I might not have even turned 8 yet. The pitcher, I swear to God, was like the size I am now, and he drilled me.
Oh,
and so in the day I got out of second grade, a friend of mine and I were teaching their little brothers how to play, and I was pitching underhand to him. The guy hits his first line drive right there.
Ow!
I was then hit in the mouth with a ball. And suffice to say, I grew up with a healthy fear of the ball. So that was it. I couldn't shake that fear, and I tapped out after B League because the pitchers were starting to really get fast, and yeah, I was afraid of the ball my whole life, and that's so. I could field. I couldn't hit a lick even before the fear set in. So maybe it was there all along, but.
I lived vicariously through my brother when we were younger, and then now I live vicariously through my son because he played high school baseball and everything, and he now plays in a men's league locally here on the weekends when I think they start in April, the end of April. So I go and watch him play. He's a left fielder. So, like I said, I live vicariously through him now. Maranya says, good morning to Curious Joe. And Ranger Sly says, impressive baseball card collection, Mr. Breen. Absolutely. All the best players. Those were the days. Those were the days. I can't do Higgy justice. No steroids needed with those guys. Curious Joe says, good morning, Maranya, and all the chat. And Ranger Sly says, I remember milk bottle caps too. Yeah. Absolutely. Michael Taylor says, Eric, fantastic cards and mags. Eric, was Bench your favorite Cincinnati Red?
No. Johnny Bench, when he was here, he was a great player, but he was kind of standoffish, aloof, kind of a jerk. It was later in life that he developed an outgoing personality, and now he's a terrific guy. But I don't know that if life just shaped him, and I mean these guys were larger than life at the time. So I mean, I can see, but
yeah,
and Bench and Rose, yeah, Rose was everybody's favorite, not mine. Tony Perez was my favorite Red. That's why when they did the Tony Perez, because every 10 years the Reds did something incredibly stupid. In the winter of '65, they traded Frank Robinson, who the next year won the Triple Crown and a World Series for his new team, while the Reds sank to the bottom of the league. 10 years later, they trade Tony Perez, same thing, said he was an old 30. And the Reds, the Big Red Machine never won again. And yeah, I thought Perez was, and took him longer to get in the Hall of Fame than Bench and Morgan. And I think he was overlooked by fans and by voters. But yeah, I said anyway. Short story long, Perez is my favorite.
Oh, that's awesome. I used to like Dave Concepcion.
Who should also be in the Hall of Fame and will never get a sniff. Which
I
is
was always partial to infielders, shortstops. I that's what I wound up playing was shortstop, and I just Rick Burleson was my guy from the Red Sox, the Rooster. He'd play like a dirt dog, man, and that's how I played. It was just you. If you weren't dirty, you didn't play. Simple as that. I meant dirty as in wearing dirt, not playing. Being a bad guy. I mean, getting dirty. So, Curious Joe says I jumped in for a few minutes, out to do some gardening now. Everyone will have a great week. Everyone have a great weekend, and we'll watch on the replay. All righty. Well, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with us, Joe. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your weekend. And Maranya says, back when I worked at the Department of Energy Library in D.C., I was sent to purchase the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue for a DOE director. Your tax dollars at work. Oh, man. There's a story. Michael Taylor says, Eric, I was just going to say that before you mentioned it. The first issue of Sports Illustrated had an uncut sheet of cards in it. Very cool. Michael Taylor says, hello to Hippie. Beckerman. Beckerman is with us once again, sir. Thank you for spending your Saturday morning with us. He says, I finally made it. You did with plenty of time to spare, sir. And Maranya says, good to see you, Beckerman. You've been very much missed around these parts lately. Yes, sir, Rebub. And she also says, how is Cat Murdoch doing? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's see. Beckerman says, last few weeks have been very busy, Maranya. Glad to be able to finally make it. Awesome. Great to have you with us. Maya Greenblatt says, my first pet was a pet rock.
To no one's surprise.
Nothing wrong with that. I remember when pet rocks were a big thing. I think my parents actually had a couple in their little garden out front of the house there, flower garden. Beckerman says, Mr. Murdoch is currently sleep. Oh, wait. I got to do this justice here. Got to do this justice. All right. And Mr. Beckerman says, Mr. Murdoch is currently sleeping in his window box. I am envious. Oh, wouldn't you love to have? Sometimes I really think about, I wish I had a life like a cat. All you do is sleep and eat. Once in a while, if you want some company, you get up on your human's lap, get patted. But, just nothing like curling up in sunshine and going to sleep, man. The great legend. Hey, Rob, great to have you with us, sir. He says, I'm awake to catch my favorite Saturday morning show. Well, thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate that, man. The great legend. Yes, sir, Bob. Maranya says, my first pet besides assorted goldfish and a parakeet was Bingo, the 5-day wonder, a puppy. 5-day was because that's how long we had him. He was bad. We sent him back to his former owner. Oh, no. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, the great legend says, good to see you, Hot Rod, and a bearded Eric Breen. Dun, dun, dun. Maranya says, good to see you, great legend. And the great legend says, hey, Maranya. And Mike Taylor says, hello to the legend. And Beckman says, we are going to 3 games next month. Royals White Sox, Royals Astros, and Royals Rangers. Get a nice discount by buying 3 games in a month. Oh, cool. Nothing wrong with that.
This year.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I don't get to go. It just can't. I myself, I will never drive in Boston like to the Fenway Park. I just can't deal with the traffic down there. But I like to go a little hour north, and we have the Double A Farm Club for the Red Sox. The not the Paw Sox, Sea Dogs, Portland Sea Dogs. So we like to go up there for a couple of games of the summer. It's a nice, small, intimate park, and they put on a good show. So we enjoy that. The Great Legend says, Maranya and Michael, good to see y'all. And Maranya says, Eric claimed he couldn't grow facial hair. Unless he's secretly a chia pet, he fibbed to me.
Not sure this has a name, but
chia pet. Oh, man. Dr. Montilla says, howdy, Rob. How you doing, old buddy? And Great Legend says, chia pet. Yeah. Great Legend show. Dr. Von Chillick doing great. Hope you and Pauline are well. My little Luna and Selah are being good little kitties. Oh, you got a couple more cats. There we go. And Michael Taylor says, Doc, wow, 25 years. Yes, sir, Rebub. I was very lucky. Didn't get hurt except for a broken finger right there. You can see that knuckle on the end. Broken finger. But I threw him out, doggone. I threw him out. Picked the ball up, threw it out. Fastest, hardest ball I think I've ever thrown because it was all about the pain. Oh, Maranya says, glad to hear that, Great Legend. Give Luna and Sailor treats and pets for me and for all of us. Great Legend says, will do, Maranya. And Beckerman says, I was terrible at baseball, but because of proximity, every Little League team got to play one game at the Field of Dreams. Oh, wow. I felt like I went pro. My whole family came to watch. I struck out.
Yeah, this isn't as impressive, but when I was a little kid, the Reds played in Crosley Field. That was torn down to make way for Riverfront Stadium in 1970. Well, someone bought a lot of the seats, the dugouts, all kinds of stuff from Crosley Field, and moved it down to this little town called Union, and basically recreated it to a point. And I got to play a game there. That was fun. I mean, I said it's not even close to what Beckerman did, but it is still kind of, you felt like a big leaguer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can remember, going to play under the lights, at one of the bigger fields around here. The first time I got to play under the lights, and it had a whole different feel to it. It just felt like, you actually had an audience, to play in front of and stuff. It was just so much fun. I miss those days. I miss those days of my youth. Maranya says, also lots of pets and treats for Pauline, John. She's going to need some TLC soon. You can make a sweater out of an old sock for her to wear instead of a cone of shame. A cone of shame. Tempest from Mars says, I played cricket every now and again when I was younger. Does that count? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I'm fascinated by watching cricket, but I have yet to master the rules. So I don't know about you, Mr. Breen. Have you know the rules for cricket?
Not even a little bit.
No, me neither. No, I'm fascinated by watching them though. Dr. Montilla says, be careful what you wish for. My facial hair grows right up under my eye bags.
I trust me. If I had a choice, I would take the fact that I even when I'm not attempting to grow this, I only have to shave once a week. So I've saved a lot of time and money over the years by not having my mom's side of the facial hair.
If I could grow a manly beard and mustache, I would. I can't. Mine goes underneath here, and I look like an angry Amish guy. So it's just like, no, it's just not doable. Once in a while, I'll get adventurous and I'll try the goatee thing, and then I'll shave off the goatee thing and leave the mustache for a while. For a while, I had a handlebar mustache. I did do that back in the late 90s. Courtesy of Tombstone, the movie. So really kind of got me involved with that, doing the whole thing with the mustache and the wax and the whole crazy.
Do you have? Please tell me you have pictures.
I probably got pictures somewhere. Yeah, probably on my wife's phone. She never gets rid of any pictures, so I'm sure they're still on there.
We're gonna need to see those.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That was about the only time she'd let me grow facial hair. She liked the mustache thing. So, all right, way to go, Kurt Russell. Did I skip? I think I did. There we go. Dr. Munchilla says, be careful what you wish for. Oh, okay. I did read that one. Okay. Yes. Maranya says, yes, it does, TFM. I played Cootie. That was a way different game altogether.
Wait a minute. I thought girls have cooties. I didn't know they played.
I remember the Cootie Bug. Remember that Cootie Bug thing? It was, I don't know if it was a game or something. Maybe that's what she was talking about. I remember that vaguely. Mike Taylor says, legend kittens are a lot of fun. You need to train them or a lot of problems. I can tell you from experience, says Michael. Paulo Costa. Hey, Paulo, great to have you with us, sir. Thanks for hanging out on Saturday morning with us. He says, American sports ball? I'm a foreign nerd. American sports ball is alien to me.
We're not going to do this.
Uh-oh. All right, we're moving right along then.
These racing snobs from across the pond.
Oh. No. Oh, Maranya says, good afternoon to you, Paulo. And Paulo says, unless it's NASCAR, NASCAR is the true American sport of kings.
Here's tennis fan. Here's a racing fan. How about sum it up?
Oh, I will admit I am a NASCAR fan. I do have to disclose that I am a NASCAR fan. I became that way because of my dad. My dad was always a big racing fan. So, and my brother was too. So I just naturally picked it up and got to like it. Of course, I'm like most Americans, watch it for the crashes. So hopefully nobody ever gets hurt. That's what we hope for.
No, I think with racing and with soccer, there's obviously so much more to it than the casual fan gets. And like I said, because Paulo could go into great detail on both of those sports. Whereas I said, I think that's why here in America we like scoring we can see as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why football. I think the reason why football is so much more popular than soccer was someone was smart enough to assign 6 points to a touchdown. So a 5-4 game is actually like 35-28. So it looks like it's high scoring.
Yeah, big score, right?
And with hockey, I mean, I love watching hockey, but it's like, but to me, it's but there's very little scoring. It said, if you want to make hockey and soccer huge in the States, eliminate the goalies. But that'll never happen because that's too integral to the game,
right?
Yeah, I said so. I needle Paulo, but I mean it's my uncle was a racing fanatic, and he's passed now. I wish the two of them could have met because he was pre-computer, but he had notebooks he would make of all the racing and just it'd be fascinating because that's the mark of a good storyteller when they can keep you riveted to something you're not necessarily interested in.
Yeah.
Something I am failing miserably to do right now. So
not at all, sir. Not at all. Not at all. We got Dr. Von Chilla. He's saying howdy to Paulo. And Michael Taylor says goodbye to Joe. And Tempest from Mars says, was it full contact, Maranya? Full contact cootie game? Oh my gosh. That'd be a rough one. Let's see. Maranya says, this game, TFM, and she gives him the link of the game of Cootie. There you go. And then we got Tempest from Mars. Maranya, yeah, I've played that. It can be pretty rough at times, he says. And now Maranya, she's got the pause line there for us. So, all right, we can show some comics. and some other little things I got here behind me. So hold on, and here we go. One thing I wanted to show for a couple of weeks now, and I just haven't had the chance. I forget about it. I have to share this with you guys. This is Galactus and the Silver Surfer, a huge Funko Pop. I mean, while I'm not down that rabbit hole completely, I've got maybe a total of 25 of them. This one here is one that I've wanted for a while, but they wanted way too much money. Everybody wanted $50 for it everywhere I went, and I say I ain't paying $50 for it. Just happens that I was in the comic shop one day and I saw this little red dot over here. It says take off, what's it say, take half off this price. And I said, I called the guy over. It says, does that say what I think it says? Oh, no, it's not gonna. Now my thing is not gonna work. I says, does that say what I think it does? He goes, yeah, it's half price. I says, all right, if you don't mind taking it out of the display, that's coming home with me. So that is just too cool for school. So I just had to share that with you guys. I'm a big Galactus fan. I love Galactus. Another thing I found just recently, Toy Fair. I don't know how many of you will remember Toy Fair magazine. It's kind of like the toy version of Wizard type of thing, you know. I found a few of those old magazines. I know I got a whole box of Wizards and stuff down there, but I thought these were pretty cool, you know. Let's just open them up real quick and give you an idea, or you know, there's the table of contents, and they would have all kinds of just neat updates and stuff in the front. Speaking of tennis, there you go. Anyone for tennis?
Wouldn't that be nice?
And all kinds of different more reports, and then they do feature articles on whatever toys were hot and stuff like that. So just another one of those magazines from the 90s, maybe late 80s, you know, early 2000s that I remember having. All righty. So what do I want to start with? Do I want to start with... all right. Let's go with the Strange Tales. How's that? We'll go with some Strange Tales. All right. Here we go. Man, I can't tell if it's my eyes or if it's my camera. There we go. I guess it's the camera. All right. Here we go with Strange Tales number 100.
Nice.
So this is my oldest Strange Tales book. Then I started in with the superhero stuff. So here's Strange Tales, the annual number 2. With old cool. Spidey missing his signature spider on the front. So, and then we got let's see, 101. With all these stories with the Human Torch and the Thing sometimes appearing. Here's 102. Oh, this guy's head. He's just huge. Here we go with 103. Prisoner of the Fifth Dimension. And who could pass up a magazine, a comic with the greatest villain ever, Pastebot Pete?
Who indeed?
I mean, that belongs in everybody's collection right there. And let's see, 105 I do not have. I thought I did, but I do not. Although I am close to finding one. Let's see, we got 106. And 107 with the Submariner
against the useless Human Torch. Keeping the spirit of the readings.
There you go. Here we go with 108 with the Thing and the rest of the evil Fantastic Four.
These are awesome.
And number 109, Pandora's Box. Dun, dun, dun. Again, I was very lucky to come across a lot of these in the 80s when I had expendable income, and they were very cheap. Here's 111 because I don't have that big key issue 110 with Doctor Strange's origin, first appearance. Maybe someday if I ever win the lottery, but I'm not holding my breath for that. But we jump right to 111 with the Asbestos Man. And here we go with 112, the Living Bomb. He's the living bomb. And 113 with the Plant Man. 114 with Captain America as he returns to challenge the Human Torch. But I don't believe it's the real one.
First person that says who it is gets a no prize.
Dum-bum. And 115 with the Human Torch trapped by Spider-Man's fatal foe, the Uncanny Sandman. Alrighty, and I got another stack of Strange Tales, but I think first I'm going to jump into some DC real quick, as quick as I can be. One of my favorite second, third tier groups or characters that I love, Hawk and the Dove. Here's Hawk and the Dove 1. Ditko. You need a Ditko. Here's number 2. This is another one of those short DC series, which is still not bad as far as expensive wise to collect. You can still pick these up, pretty good prices. Here's number 3 with a cover by somebody. I'm not sure exactly who it is. Maybe you can...
Micah could tell us.
Micah?
He loves this artist.
And I think that same guy did this one here, number 4. Nice snazzy cover right there. I like that one. I like this next one coming up too. That was number 4. Here's number 5. I love this one too. You mean business. You ticked off the Dove. It's over now.
That's right.
It's over. And the final issue of the series, number 6, is one of those purple covers, but it's one of those ones that they actually decided to put the numbering in white lettering so you can read it. Here we go. Number 6. Cool beans. Let me get these off my computer because if I don't, it's going to kick my camera out like it always does. All right, and then to finish off this little round here, I'm going to show some Sea Devils. My first one is number 2. Look at the eyeballs on that guy. Here is number 5.
Those covers are great.
They really had some really nice covers on the Sea Devils. They really do. Here's number 8. A lot of them nice. A couple of them really nice painted ones. Here we go with number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 11. And in honor of our guest. And I think from that point on, please don't move. That point on, I've got the rest of the run, I believe. His number 12. The weird looking alien guy. I love this cover. Number 13. Look at that. That is just cool. And I don't think it would have the same effect on me if it didn't have that little tilt to it. You know, like the Batman series used to do on TV. It just adds a little bit of to it for me. Here we go with number 15. 13. Oh, maybe I don't have 14. I thought I had 14. I thought I picked up 14. Anyway, here's number 15 with a giant spider. Spider. Here we go with number 16. And this is a series that is relatively inexpensive by comparison for Silver Age collectors. Here's number 17. Number 18. Number 19. And around this round out is number 20. That's what I grabbed, so that's what I get to show. So, all righty. So get those off of there. Put those under there, and let's get us back together once again. There we go. And we'll find the line. Wow, where did it go? Did I miss it already somewhere? Let's see. No, it was right here. Right. There we go. There we go. Thank you so much, Maranya. Appreciate it once again. And Michael Taylor says, you don't have to worry about pet rocks. They're quiet. Maya Greenblatt says, my first antidepressant was a mood ring. I remember mood rings. Oh, yeah, they were big. Michael Taylor says, I'm so glad Saturdays come fast. This show really distracts me from any issues I may have. Well, I'm glad we could help, Michael. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Mike Taylor says, I love all you guys. You're like family, too, to me. So, well, thank you. That's the way we look at it. Everybody here in the Peanut Gallery is family. So, thank you. Thank you for that.
We distract him from any issues he has with all of the issues we have.
Well played, sir. I see what you did there. Dr. Von Chilla says, my first antidepressant was the B-52's Wild Planet album. There you go. Maranya says, you are all family to me too, Michael. He's way to go. Michael Taylor says, Maranya, I know, right? Yeah. And Damien Sleepy Reader is with us once again. Thank you for joining us, Damien. Appreciate it, sir. He says, happy Easter to one and all, and a happy Easter to you, sir. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us. We appreciate it. Michael Taylor says, hello to Sleepy Reader. And so does Dr. Von Chilla saying, hey, howdy, Damien. And Sleepy Reader says, hi, Michael. Hi, John. Hello. And Maranya says, happy Easter to you as well, Damien. And Damien says, Galactus hungers. Yes. Cheers, Maranya, he says. And Tempest from Mars, I'm not really a fan of Funko Pops, but I have a Metaluna Mutant and Godzilla one. Sometimes you just can't pass up on stuff. Yeah, most of the Funko Pops I get are not your mainstream run-of-the-mill ones. I like to get the stuff like I got Space Ghost, Frankenstein Jr., the Phantom, Green Hornet. I think I got a couple of wrestler ones from my kids that they gave me, but I get the oddball cartoon character ones for the most part. Tempest from Mars. Oh, I just read that. There we go. Michael Taylor says, Doc, that's how they should have been. That's how they should have made the Funko Pops. Yeah, huge like Galactus. Oh my gosh, can you? How would anybody collect those? Imagine that. Holy mackerel, you'd have to have another house for them. Dr. Manchilla says, Damien Norrad would rather be somewhere else. And Michael Taylor says, I think 101 was the start of the torch run. Yes, it was. Sleepy Rita, looks like he's surfing. Captain Strangelife says, my first anti-anxiety depressants were always comics and sex symbols. Female, disqualifying it, he says. And Michael Taylor says, 107 is a very cool cover. Yes, sir, Rebub. Dr. Manchilla says, Strange Tales 107 is a gargantuan issue. A Silver Age blazer, if I've ever seen one, he says. Absolutely. Mike Taylor says, Doc, but if you have the facsimile, that's the next best thing because it has the ads. Oh, yeah. On the Strange Tales 110. Did they make a facsimile of that one already? Do you know, Eric?
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing one. Let me know, Michael, if you know, or anybody in the peanut gallery knows if they've made a facsimile of that, because I will hunt that down because I do need that one in my collection. So whether it's a facsimile or not. Dr. Manchilla says Gil Kane lives. Yes, sir, Bob. Sleepy Rita says some guy in the membrane. Gil Kane in the membrane. Gil Brain insane. Trying to do Higgy Pop justice, but I can't. Maranya, can we get some love for Mr. Eli Katz, please, Rod? I tell you what. Because you asked so nicely, Maranya. Absolutely. Let's see. Where did you go? How about this? Cool. There we go, Maranya, just for you. Thank you so much. All right, Maya Greenblatt says, when I was a kid, I needed braces so bad, I flossed with a hula hoop. Boom, boom. Michael Taylor says, Doc, very cool Strange Tales. The pre-heroes were great. I like the Torch run. The Torch was one of my favorite characters. I'd like to get some of the pre-hero run of that. It's just a lot of times my wallet can't afford it. Simple as that. So I try to stick with those issues that I really need to round out runs or fill collections in my Silver Age and Bronze Age. So, but I could understand why someone would want those pre-hero books. Dr. Manchilla says Sea Devils has an indefinable charm all their own. Absolutely. I think so. Tempest from Mars says those Sea Devils comics are great. I agree, sir. And Sleepy Rita says, man, those Sea Devils covers are amazing. Yeah, they got some really, really nice ones. And those, especially those early within the first 20 are really, really nice. And Maranya's got the pause line right there. You know what that means, Eric? You're up, brother.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. All you.
All right. Well, we're gonna go back to comics for this round. Man, how'd this get? Man, every time I turn around, there's one of these popping up. I mean, what the...
Oh man. Oh.
If I went like that, it'd probably boomerang back in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's see. Action Comics 330.
Nice.
It's just my typical random stacks here. Here's 409.
Oh, cool. Neil Adams.
I thought that was Nick Cardy, but
It could be. It could be.
let's
It
see.
looked like a Neil to me.
There's Adventure 409.
Awesome. That is still on my hunt list right there. That one there. I got to get that one.
Aquaman 41.
Cool beans. Getting hammered with fish.
There's, Archie and Me 27.
Cool. Everything's Archie.
There's some more Eli Katz for you, Maranya.
Ha 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 ha.
Let's see. Avengers 26.
Nice. Very cool. Early stuff.
And we jump to 254.
Cool.
There's Batman 187.
You look at that. Go checks. Yeah, baby.
And Square Bound.
Yeah.
It's and 188.
Nice. I love it.
And we jump to 318.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And 319.
The Gentleman Ghost crossing over from Hawkman.
Let's see. Let's get silly for a moment. With tails calculated to drive you bats.
Now, that type of book, you don't see that often.
No, you don't.
I don't see them in my stores anyway.
Betty and Me 31.
Nice.
Betty and Me 33.
Cool.
And the issue that ushered in the Batman is pretty much the regular first feature in Brave and the Bold, number 59.
Yep. Cool beans.
More Gil Kane goodness. And all the way to 193.
Wow. Nice. Jim Aparo.
Buck Rogers. Number one.
I've never seen that one before.
A couple of 80s Captain Americas. 274. 276.
That's Zach, right? Mike Zach doing
that?
Yeah.
And why not? Car 54. Where are you?
Ooh.
Number 3. Here's Cheyenne Kid 48.
Oh, neat.
Here's Daffy Duck, number 30.
Airmail.
Here's Dagar the Invincible, number 7.
Neat.
So this series is better than it should have been. There's Daredevil Annual number 2.
Yes. Great stuff.
That number 21. Number 32.
Cool.
There's number 58.
Stuntmaster.
Let's let's see. DC Comics Presents 49. This book was worth a lot of money until the Black Adam movie bombed. Here's Dell 4-color.
Oh, there you go.
79. Gunsmoke. And
Matt Dillon.
we'll close on. Oh, wow, it's out of order. You're out of order. Walt Disney's The Littlest Outlaw.
Oh.
4-color 609.
That's another one I have never seen before.
Well,
Excellent stuff.
There are 1,300 of those, give or take. So I'm sure there's a lot of things that none of us have seen in that.
Yeah. That's wow. Great stuff, sir. Great stuff.
I got this round.
Awesome. And Rania, thank you once again for the line. Keep me in line. So, Higgy Pop Comics, he's in the house. Hey, Higgy. Great to have you with us, sir. I sent Higgy the same picture I think I sent you of that company that makes the Hawkman helmets. And you know that. Did I send you that picture?
I think so.
It's a full Hawkman.
Oh yeah,
Silver Age Hawkman
yes.
head and mask. It is awesome. I mean, it is not flimsy rubber or anything like that. It is like a hard, like a plastic type of thing. And I'm telling you, $300, man. I'm looking at it hard.
So when Higgy joins the chat and you ring the bell, do you ever also feel like you're checking into the Empty Arms Hotel?
The Empty Arms. Sometimes.
See, I figure there might be a decent percentage of people in this chat that'll get that reference.
Oh man, Higgy, great to have you with us, sir. I can't keep up with him in his videos. He put out another one. I just watched one the other day, yesterday, and by the time I was done, there was another one out. So it's like, holy mackerel! I gotta catch up on him. So great to have you with us, Higgy. Thanks for spending your Saturday with us. Michael Taylor says, Doc, fantastic books, especially those Sea Devil covers. Fantastic covers, absolutely. And Maranya says, Higgy Pop with the bell, yeah. And Dr. Monchilla says, what's going on, Higgy? Mike Taylor says, good one, Eric. Mike Taylor says, hello, Higgy. Hello, Maranya. And Dr. Monchilla says, Higgy. And another neighbor to the north, Robert Harrison, up there in Toronto. How you doing, Robert? He says, happy Easter, boys and girls. While I got you here, Robert, did you send me a message on Facebook recently asking for my address? The reason I ask you is because I got hacked or something on there not too long ago, and I was getting messages from people who I shouldn't have been getting messages from. So I just wanted to make sure that was in fact you. If it was, just let me know, and I'll get back to you today on Facebook. So great to have you with us. Maranya says, happy Easter, Robert. Dr. Monchilla says, I have a Strange Tales 107 CGC 7.5, but I also have a true facsimile with nothing added nor taken away. Not sure who produced it, but it's awesome. Anyone want to buy my CGC 7.5? There you go. And he says, Dr. Monchilla also says, yes, Joe Kubert doing a Batman cover. So satisfying and so rare. You don't see that too often. Michael Taylor says the Eraser is a villain you could expect to see in the 66 show because the show was so campy. Yeah, he would have fit right in. The Eraser. Dr. Monchilla says the Car 54 book is insanely cool. I remember the TV show. Seeing it in reruns. Maranya says the Eraser is the villain name for Vince Coletta. Oh, touche. Dr. Montilla, she's laughing at that. Yes, sir, Bob. And Jay Lucian is with us. Hey, good morning, Jay. He says, good Saturday to everybody. Thanks so much for spending your Saturday with us, sir. Appreciate it. Maranya says, good Saturday to you too, Jay. Miss seeing you around, she says. And Michael Taylor says, Eric, fantastic books. That era of Aquaman had fantastic covers. Mr. Nick Cardy.
Actually, a good, really good story too. Because I mean, Steve Skeets and Jim Aparo were on the book, and I don't think DC superhero fans wanted anything as sophisticated as what they were giving them.
And for a while, I know they had the Dead Man backups for a few issues. That was a nice little treat too, on top of the regular book story. Jay Lucian, hi Maranya. Sorry I needed a social media break. I know the feeling sometimes. Dr. Von Chilla says the Empty Arms Hotel. There you go. Dr. Von Chilla gets it.
I knew somebody get it.
Meyer Greenblatt says, my mother was so litigious in the 70s, she sued Whammo for a slip and fall on a slip and slide. Maranya says, understood, Jay. I had one myself, unintentional, a few weeks back. Paul S. says, hey, Doc, where is Adamant? Where is it? Oh, he's right here. He's just off to the side. There we go. We got to put him out front. There we go. Back where he should be, right out front. There we go. Good eye, Paul. Jay Lucian says, Maranya, yes, you sure did. And Michael Taylor says, I was referring to Eric's issue joke. Absolutely. And Robert Harrison said, yes, that was me asking. Okay, cool. I'll get back to you today, Robert. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to make sure because of everything that's gone on before. So, and Michael Taylor says, Dr. Monchilla, I think I saw you when you showed the CGC Strange Tales book. Cool. All right. And then Maranya's got the paws up. All righty. See, we got another round of books here. What do I want to show? Let's show some. I'll show some Hawkman, and then we'll jump into some more Strange Tales. All righty. So, okay, got that set up and ready to go. All right, here we go. All right, we got Hawkman number 11. A black cover. It was so much fun collecting like Hawkman and the Atom, the Creeper, Metal Men, Metamorpho. Those type of series I really enjoyed collecting because you never knew where you were going to find these books. I found them all over the places you would never think had comics, but sure enough, they'd have 2 or 3, and one of them would be one of those, and that I would need. So here we go with number 13. It's just that thrill of the hunt. Is number 14. I gotta rebag these because these have faded. You can tell faded poly bags on them. Here we go with some go-go checks. 15. And that mask that I was talking about, it's right there. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks just like that. It comes in a gray texture. So you have to paint it, but boy, the people that I've seen that have painted it have made it look exactly like this Silver Age, right out of the Silver Age, man. It is so cool. They're $300. So I'm thinking about it hard though. Here we go with number 16. And number 17. He's going to skull him. And a little Adam Strange action going on, guest starring in number 18 here. And number 19. Number 20. I like this cover. This Free Falling. Free Falling. And number 21. Number 22. Number 24. Where's my 23? Oh, I gotta find 23. Number 25. Here's one that I remember seeing on the wooden mag rack in the old snack bar store that used to be in this town where I live now. I used to walk over here with my mom and my brother. But I love this. Just great cover. Here we go with number 27, which I believe is the end of the Hawkman single title run. And then I got these here, which are put out by ICG. The official Hawkman index is number 1. And number 2, doing a little Metarog imitation right there. 2 books in 1. So, those. All righty. And, all right. We'll jump back into some more Strange Tales here. Here's 116. $117. $118 with the Return of the Wizard. And here's 119 with another one of those iconic villains, the Rabble Rouser. Nice one here with 120 where the Human Torch meets the Iceman. And 121 with Doctor Strange. It says co-starring Doctor Strange. Here we go. And that was like the start of the double billing right there. It looks like, yeah. I mean, he was in there before that, but they finally started double billing him on the covers here. Here's 122. Here's 123. Doctor Strange taking on Loki. I love these split covers. I love that. And he's back. Yes. Because you demanded it. Paste Pot Pete. Number 124. And 125. We got the Submariner. 126, the Pawns of the Deadly Duo. Looks like the Mad Thinker and the Puppet Master.
Yes.
And number 127, with the Human Torch and the ever-loving Thing risk their lives to meet the mystery villain. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I'm going to move those off of there. Okay. And 128, we got Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch showing up for our cameo here. 129, we got the terrible trio going up against the dynamic duo. And 130, it's got the Human Torch and the Thing meet the Beatles.
Asbestos wig.
131 with the Mad Thinker. Oh. And here is 132. This is part of the Nolan A. Cumul group pedigree. It has a stamp right there with his name on it. So, but here it is number 132. Here's 133. The Terrible Toys. No. And here we go with 134. The Watcher. Here is 135 with the beginning of the Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. series.
Nice.
There. And two more here to finish up this round is 136. A great red cover. I love that cover. And the final, it's for this round is 137. The prize is Earth. Dun dun dun. All righty. So there's some more of the strange tales for you, and bring us back together and find the pause line. And here we go. Thank you once again, Maranya. And Dave Asanowitz. Hey, Dave, great to have you with us, sir. He says, we always called it the slip and die. Those things were dangerous, man. They could be, man. We used to have one. It'd be we had it on a slight hill out in the backyard, and boy, sometimes you'd get going and you wouldn't be able to stop in time. So absolutely. Maranya says, good morning, Dave. No, I'm not Hal. Fun fact, the computer got the name Hal because it was one letter off from IBM, big computer company of the day. Oh, I did not know that. Thank you for that. Nice little factoid. Higgy Pop says, you said it, Rod. Love collecting Hawkman and the Atom. We got to get some helmets. I'm telling you, Higgy, that helmet, man, it's calling me. I already got the approval from my banker. She gave me the okay, but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Geez, there's a lot of books I could probably get with $300, so it's tough. Paulette says, Higgy, come back to us. He says, laughing out loud. Maranya says, time to turn the oven on to cook tomorrow's ham today. Much easier to cook the day before the holiday. There you go. Dave Asanowitz says, good morning to Maranya and anyone who loves the smell of old comics. There you go. Higgy Pop says, Paul S., I'm here, brother. Had to get my Hawkman fix. Got to go back to work. Happy Easter, everyone. And a happy Easter to you, Higgy. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend and week. Tempest from Mars says, I expect to see you wearing that Hawkman mask next week, though. Well, I'm not making any promises because, like I said, it's a tough one, man. But I was a sucker and bought the Dr. Fate mask, which is right back there. I don't know if you guys can make it out. It's gray. I bought the Dr. Fate mask. I got to sand it and paint it. They also make a Daredevil mask with the horns and stuff. And that one was only like, I think $40. So again, they're made I think they're made by, what do they call the 3D printer? Yeah. by 3D printer. Now I don't know what the Hawkman mask is, but the other ones like that one there and the Daredevil mask, those were made by 3D printers. And it's like, man, it's a good thing I couldn't afford a 3D printer because I'd be making all kinds of masks. Oh, Maya Greenblatt says, great show, fellas. Happy Easter, everyone. And a happy Easter to you, Maya. Thanks for hanging out with us, sir. Maranya says, take care, Higgy, and happy Easter to you, too. And Mike Dilla says, bummer, it's almost 12. I know, it's closing in fast. You got some more you want to show, Eric?
I brought out, or I grabbed some more cards.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more cards. If you don't mind, or
No, not at all.
All right, why don't we do that? I'll say Sleepy Rita says every loving thing. Love that expression. Don't really know what it means. It just means everybody loves everything about the thing. And Dave Asanowitz says Mandarin runs a Chinese food place, and Tony Stark owns a dry cleaners in the same strip mall. And Michael Taylor says, Doc, fantastic books, those, especially those Hawkmen's. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right. And Anthony Perdue says, a belated hi and bye, everyone. A lot to read, Hans. Just think of it as a CBM text story, and me as another Mickey Spillane. Me and Julian down by the schoolyard is a story for another day. There we go. Thank you for that sharing that story in memory with us. We appreciate it. And Maranya says, take care, Anthony, and happy Easter. All right, Eric, I'm going to put you up full screen and let you show some more cards. How's that?
All right. Okay.
There we go.
All right. We're going to go to 1956. And in those days, they figured kids actually gave a hoot who the president of the leagues were. So Warren Harridge and Warren Giles got their own cards.
Cool.
All right. So Walter Alston.
Oh.
First Brooklyn manager to actually beat the Yankees in a World Series.
How do you hold all this knowledge in your head, sir?
Because anything of significance is not there.
Oh no. I just marvel. You and Shannon, you guys both, I just marvel at your ability to keep this stuff in your head.
So let's play two.
Ernie Banks.
There's a great meme of Ernie Banks holding Pete Rose on at first base, and Ernie's saying, let's play two, and Pete's saying, great, I love a parlay. Alkaline.
It's a battery.
Ted Klaczewski.
That name I never heard of before.
He, you know the Willie, Mickey, and the Duke song?
Yes.
And when they say big clue, that's
okay.
He would cut the sleeves out of his uniform because he had arms like tree trunks.
Okay. Whoa.
I'm
very familiar with that song. I love that song.
Jackie Robinson.
Nice.
Sandy Koufax.
Cool beans.
Yeah, this isn't worth anything, but kind of like my Homer. Yeah, come through there.
Cincinnati Redlegs.
I actually have the complete set of 56, so I've got the Red Sox team photo somewhere. It's Roy Campanella.
Oh, nice.
And I figured, even though I know there's not, some people in this chat may not necessarily be, sports fans, I kind of look at this as when Micah did that video from that toy museum. Even if you're not into toys, it's hard not to appreciate when you see stuff that from the past, and so I hope I'm not
Exactly.
boring anybody too much here.
Not at all. Not at all.
Is it Richie Ashburn?
Wow.
Willie Mays?
Because they are a piece of the past.
It's Mickey Mantle.
Oh, nice.
I
Wow.
saw a video that's been up on YouTube for I guess for a while now, where some guy saw a video about how much the 52 Mickey Mantle had sold for, and got curious and went into his basement and found 5 of them,
Whoa.
and
5.
a bunch of other cards from the late 40s and early 50s, and
Oh my gosh.
made himself a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, I bet. Wow.
They'd just been sitting for they were in Mom's attic, and then they moved to his basement, and they were basically untouched for 60 years.
My gosh.
The Brooklyn Dodgers. Robin Roberts.
Now these ones, all these ones that you're showing, like in these cases, like they got to be worth a pretty penny, I would think.
They're not in the greatest condition, so they're worth some, but not like this. This one, if it were centered, as you can see, there's all the white border is on one side.
Yeah.
Apparently, centering is everything in the collector's market, but these are like comics. I mean, I said, they're not CGC mint, but they're they present well.
Ah, there you go. They present well.
Louis Aparicio.
Oh.
And probably the toughest thing to find of any of these was, here's one of the checklists that hasn't been checked off. And
awesome.
Yeah, these don't count. You can say you have a full set without having the checklist. I can't remember if I've got them all or not, but the last thing I want to show is like this. You were talking about coins.
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to do this without knocking anything over, but
oh yeah, that's what they look like.
Yeah, so like I said, they did this in 1964 and 1971.
Wow.
Let me
holy mackerel, how many do you have?
Yeah, I've got most of them. Let's see if I can do this with there. Now
that's cool, man.
So this this is from the 64 set, and those are all stars.
Oh my gosh.
So they're like I said, about the size of a $50. I mean, it's I kind of figure this is what you were talking about, and then let's see here. Just one more.
That's incredible.
And so I don't have them all, so there's a couple blank spaces, but here's the ones from 71.
Now, are they like in a numerical order type of thing? Is that the?
Yes.
So that's why you can tell the ones that are empty, obviously, the ones you're still looking for. Cool.
Apparently, I'm missing number 1, number 11, and number 23. But so like if you look at the, you can tell I said since no one really knew how to take care of them, some of the backs are really rusted.
Yes, that's incredible. Oh my gosh.
So so I said they're pretty neat. So if you think you have some, it didn't want that to happen.
No.
Fortunately, they're in top loaders, so they're also laying all over the floor now. But that's all I got.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
That was bound to happen.
Oh, but that's cool. I haven't seen. I can't remember the last time I remember seeing those things. But I think he's going to show no, you got a whole binder full of them, man. That's incredible.
Well,
Oh my God.
I spent a few years trying to reamass my childhood collection, and then couldn't find the stop button. So I have an enormous baseball card collection
Oh, I
that I'm
could, yeah.
probably gonna sell in the next year or so, just because it's started thinking about downsizing, and I haven't touched them in years, except for every baseball season. I always check to see what the heritage set's going to look like, and that's where Topps does the modern players, but an old retro card. They started in 1950 with the 1952 series in 2001,
Excuse me.
and now they're up into the mid 70s. So now they're doing heritage cards from in the designs that I collected as a kid. But I haven't, I don't have any of those. I stopped getting those probably about 12, 13 years ago. But yeah, I said, I mean, literally my dining room has well over 100,000 baseball cards in it.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And if I spent that money on comics, who knows what? But and then when the reason why I still have those and not my original baseball card or my original comic collection was I didn't know who. I couldn't find anybody with the capital to buy this, so I sold my comics to keep the house. 12 years ago. So
Wow.
that's
Yeah, and you had, what'd you
10 years
say?
ago.
55,000?
55,000, give or take. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't imagine number one, housing that many, Number two, I just can't imagine having that many books. Uh, I mean, you had complete runs of everything,
Yeah.
you know? You
Yeah.
had to have.
I did. I had every Marvel series other than Sergeant Fury. I think every superhero series I had finished.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Oh, I can't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you had the, uh, you know, had the strength to do it. I know there was a lot on the line, but I still that. How long did it take you? How many years did it take you to get that 55?
Uh, well, let's see, 1978 through 2013. So 30. I was 35
Wow.
years, give or take.
I mean, that's it's almost a second job. You know what I mean? In order to fund that and get that and hunt these down and everything. And I mean, granted, it was probably a little easier with the advent of eBay and whatnot and comic stores, but still, I know for me, I've been buying them since off the rack since late '60s, and then buying to fill in what I've missed over those years, buying them from either eBay but I used to go to, I find them in antique furniture stores. They'd be a stack in a corner somewhere. Everybody else is going in there for furniture.
Yeah.
I know comics are in there somewhere.
I did not buy a single book off of eBay in my old collection.
Really?
It was all comic shops and shows.
Wow. But see, that even would make it even harder, to give up your. I mean, it's what you worked your whole life to do. You know what I mean? That had to be tough.
And and then my answer to that would be and but then what? I'd go to shows, I couldn't afford anything anymore because everything I didn't have was. I mean, I said the only DC Silver Age I didn't have was Showcase 4 of like the big
Oh,
ones. I mean, I had Adventure 247, Action 252. Um, yeah, I had all the three Brave and the Bulls with the Justice League, the
oh
showcases with Green
man.
Lantern, et cetera, et cetera. You have Flash 123, blah 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 blah. But yeah, and don't get me wrong, I would love to still have those. But now I can go to a show and find things that I don't have. And that's it. I didn't expect to start over a third time because I collected for a couple of years, sold it for beer money when I was in high school, but I was buying books again the next week. And when I sold the second time, well, I did it. It took 3 years. Sold Marvel 1 year, DC the next, and the Indies the following year. And then I started just getting a couple things, and I had some books laying around that were doubles, and I ended up selling those to get newer stuff because I was going to just, get trades for the old stuff because I had an extra copy of Hulk 102. And like a dumbass, I sold it probably for whatever books had come out that week.
I just had an extra copy.
Yeah, Superman 199 with the first Flash race.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'd gotten these I bought some books off a guy. He had those in mint condition, so I put those in my collection and just kept the old ones, the lesser ones, off to the side. I figured if I ever had to sell, I would at least have a couple books that I could just read. But then when I said, well, why do I have these? I don't need these. So I sold those because I have the trades now. I said, how stupid. But because now I am a collector again, but I'm also realistic. I'll never have the early Marvels again. It's just not feasible.
Oh, I can't imagine, man. I would have loved to have seen that collection. Unbelievable.
I wish I had discovered YouTube but had a microphone at the time. But then, because now all you have is my word that I had them. I could be a world-class bullshitter, but no, I did have all those books. My nephew filmed my collection for a project he was doing in school, but I don't know whatever happened to the DVD.
Oh, wow. That would be cool. Oh, got to check with him and see if he has a copy of it.
I do need to ask him about that.
Oh, that would be cool. You imagine? Oh, that would be awesome.
But
if you do, I want you to come back on here and show him.
He filmed because I had the video I did with the shelf tour, whatever, the comic group tour.
Sure.
I had 3 of those. One for Marvel, one for DC, and one for, I think, magazines and stuff like that. Because I never really had any old enough. I mean, my indies were never impressive enough to rate a board, but the Marvel and DC were. And I said those were fun. I mean, but again, like I said, it's an easy choice when it's,
Yeah, I imagine. I know I didn't have to do it anywhere to the degree that you did, but I did have to part with early single digit Spider-Mans and early single digits Fantastic Fours to pay for medical things. So I got a small sense of that, but I just can't imagine 55,000. Oh my gosh, man, that's I'd be heartbroken. Oh, but
well, the last year or so before I checked into Club Care Unit, I was selling off books to pay for booze, and I went down. I went down to get the Spider-Mans, and that's where I stopped myself. I don't know how, but because I sold my X-Men, all the hot books of the day. Fortunately, Spider-Man wasn't. Imagine that a time when there were books hotter than Spider-Man. But yeah, but yeah, like I said, the Spider-Mans alone, if I could have held off until the pandemic, there's no telling what I could have gotten for them.
Oh,
now they've come back to earth in a big way. Even the Spider-Mans are affected by it. But
yeah. My trouble is, well, it's not a trouble. I really shouldn't say that because it's really, when I think about it, it's not really a trouble. Is I'm at a point where I don't have to worry about that, at least for the long foreseeable future, hopefully. And I am at a point where I can enjoy what I have. You know, yeah. Is it not? Is there still books out there I want to get? Yeah. I'm not looking to get like Spider-Man 1 or Amazing Fantasy 15. I know that's never going to happen, so I'm not even worried about that. But I want to fill in, my Silver Surfer. I need a couple issues of the original Silver Surfer. Luckily, they're not the money books. I just haven't pulled triggers on them. You know what I mean? So just little things like that. That's what I'm looking to do and fill out now. But I'm at a point where I enjoy what I've collected. Not just comics. If you could see on the back wall here against it's action figures on pegboard. So I've got 5 action figures per peg, 6 in some cases, but just that kind of stuff. Collecting freaking Pez, just collect those toys that I bought in the 90s, X-Men, the jet there, and Galactus, a couple of Galactus toys that they put out then, and the Hulk hands, the Hulk fighting hands and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff that I collect, right down to stuff from my childhood. These, USA rubber cars, that I had. This was my Batmobile. This was my Batmobile from when I was a kid. This is not the exact one that I had. I found these at a flea market, indoor flea market store, and I snagged them up. They were only like $5 a piece. Yeah, that's my childhood, man. I'm taking them. So I mean, but that was my spider my Batmobile, till I could get one of the corgis, But there's just so much about it that I enjoy. And I have so many rabbit holes. Here's a little action figure, Steve something, Smithy or something like that. I can't remember, by Marks. This is actually from my childhood. This I've had since I was a kid. It was given to me by my uncle who had it originally. So I mean, just stuff like that. But then I have stuff that you're going to shake your head and go, what the devil's wrong with Knowles? When you see this, it's Popeye, canned spinach, unopened. It's actual spinach, just stuff like that. There's no telling what's going to pique my interest when it comes to.
When did you get that?
The Popeye spinach?
Yeah.
Probably 3-4 years ago, maybe.
Oh, wow. I would thought I'd been a lot older than that.
I mean, hey, what good is it? It's no good. It's no good. It's probably going to rust through that can at some point, but it was just such a unique thing. I'd never seen it. And it was just like, I just want that, all kinds of the rings, I collect I showed him before the rings, here's like the Flash ring, and I've got Legion rings, and I've got a bunch of the Green Lantern rings and stuff like that. It's just, you never know, I pick up stupid things, little spaceman, bendy spaceman. Why? I don't know. Reminds me of Major Matt Mason. That's all I got, It's just crazy stuff. Coins, collect coins. Here's challenge coins with the Avengers, stuff like that. I think I've showed it once before or twice before, maybe. Is the challenge coin of the first issue of Fantastic Four.
That's cool.
Not only did they do the cover, they did that backing.
Wow.
And it's just it's a coin. It's a challenge coin, what they call a challenge coin, and it's just like, I never seen that before, so I had to get it. Just all kinds of weird things. But when I come down here sometimes you have a bad day or whatnot. You come down here. I can't have a bad day down here. I can't. I got my Captain America shield up there. I got adamant here. It's just so much fun. I know. How many rabbit holes do you find yourself down?
Fortunately, not the toy one.
Now I could picture you as a toy guy.
Oh, I could have very easily. And
I mean,
I got.
I was going to point to that pillow behind you. That's right behind you. It's like an Avengers pillow or something that you're sitting on.
This one.
Yeah, that one right there. What is that? That is just cool. That is just too cool.
Yeah, oddball stuff like that. Yeah, I'm always up for if I come across them. But I've got a friend that collects statues. They're wonderful. I mean, he used to lend them to the local library once a year, and he's got them in nice glass casing and whatnot.
Oh wow!
But to me, that was money that I could be spending on comics. So being singularly focused is another way I got to 55,000. I didn't have any of the
distractions.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, that's one thing that I've never gotten into was the statues. Have I seen some that I've wanted? Yeah, namely Hulk. I would love to have a nice one of those big Hulk ones.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I'm dealing right now with the Hawkman mask. That's $300. $300 could go a long ways for a lot of other things. You know what I mean? By the same token, that Hawkman mask is just so cool. But anyway, so well, we can check in with the Peanut Gallery one last time here. It looks like there's quite a bit going on. So let's see. We got Mike Taylor says, Maranya, baked ham. Yum, says Michael. And Maranya says, that and sweet potatoes will be part of our dinner, Michael. There you go. And there's the line she provided. Awesome. Dr. Marchilla says, all right, y'all. See y'all next week. Please love yourselves. Thank you so much, John, for hanging out with us. As always, appreciate it, sir. Be well. Maranya says, take care, John, and definitely give Pauline TLC when she sees the vet Monday. Seriously, make her a sock sweater. Cats tend to tolerate that better than the cone of shame. Oh, now I get the cone of shame. Okay, it's the thing that they put around. I got you now, Maranya. I was too scared to admit that I wasn't following the cone of shame, but now I got you. Yes. Mike Taylor says, sounds good, Maranya. Meyer Greenblatt says, I have a Harcourt Fenton Mud rookie card.
Nice.
Nice is right. Maranya says, my brother has a whole room devoted to Baltimore Orioles memorabilia, including a lot of Cal Ripken stuff. Pictures with him and Cal together, too. Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that is neat. Ranger Sly says, are all your baseball cards in those plastic hard cases, Eric? Those are kind of expensive, no?
No, just the better ones. I just use top loaders for the rest of them. And starting with 1964, I have them in albums.
Wow. Man, quite the collection. Michael Taylor says, Jackie Robinson was a passenger in my father's cab. I kid you not. I think he hailed him on the street. All right. Nice little piece of history right there. Jay Lucian says, what year is that Ford?
56.
Is there a significance with that card? Do you know of any significance with that card?
No.
Would make a difference what year it might be? No?
No, not that I'm aware.
Mike Taylor says, as well as Marilyn Monroe. Yes, nothing wrong with that. Ranger Sly says, unmarked checklists are rare, so worth a pretty penny. Very
Yes,
cool.
sir.
The Geeky Puppet Show. I think I have the wrong channel on. Where are the Saturday morning cartoons? Oh, I love Saturday morning cartoons. Maranya says, nice to see you here, or finally here, Froggy. Geeky Puppet Show says, I just woke up from my coma. I discovered that I have an evil twin and that my lover tried to murder me for money. But you're gonna have to wait until next week to see what happens on the next General Hospital.
Oh man, they're tampering with Sonny's medication for his bipolar disorder, and he's just lashing out at everybody.
Oh no. Ranger Sly, excuse me while I pick up and dust off my jaw from the floor. Oh, incredible collection indeed. Michael Taylor says, Eric, story about that Reese card. In the 70s, I bought that Reese card at a flea market. I bought it because he was my dad's favorite player. My dad was with me when I bought it. Oh, that's a nice story.
That's much better than my Pee Wee Reese story. Because the 53 Bowman, and I think I told us that when I was on. It was an action card. They did a pose where like he's up, jumping up in the air, and a guy's sliding under him. And unfortunately, I had that on display when I got broken into, so that's gone.
Oh. Did they ever find the people who took your stuff?
No. Did they ever look? No.
Nah. Michael Taylor says, great cards, Eric. And the Great Legend says, that's awesome. I only have the FF finished. Aha.
That's a good one to have finished.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that at all, Legend. Michael Taylor says, I had a friend growing up. He had around 20 to 30,000 comics. The boxes took up half his room. I've got roughly about 25,000. That's about what I've got. And man, I'm telling you, I couldn't imagine doubling it. I couldn't. I wouldn't have any place to. I'd have to get another house. You know. Michael Taylor says, "Legend. That's great. If it's very expensive to put that run together. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely." The Great Legend says, "Sure is. Dr. Doom's first was the most expensive. Finished the collection about a decade ago." Nice. Awesome. I've seen him show some of his Fantastic Fours too, man. He has them in great shape too. The Great Legend also says, maybe I can show them on fossils if they want to see Silver Age FF. Oh, I have no doubt. Sir. Mike Taylor says, Legend, I would have thought number 1 would be the most expensive. Legend says, don't get me wrong, it was at the time, but Doom, I just had to have. And Doom was overpriced, I thought.
I think when I was doing that, I think number 5 might have been the last one that I got. And depending on when you bought them, if you bought number 1 far enough in the past, by the time you got to a couple of the other early keys, they could be more than you paid for the number 1 because they really started shooting up.
No,
if I had waited much longer, I wouldn't have been able to finish.
I had a number 5, but it was well loved, as we like to say. But it was all complete, and the cover was still attached, but it was beat up. And then I think I sold all of them up to 32 or 33, I think. And then I also sold the Black Panther issues, the 2 Black Panther issues. I sold those as well. But I did keep number 12. I had to keep that one because I knew I'd never own those books again in the shape that I had them in. I knew that when I was letting them go. And I said, that one's not going anywhere. That one's staying with me. So I do still have that one, thank goodness. So, oops, I think I cut him off there. Here we go. Great Legend also says, I don't think that anymore. I think it's just demand is high for Doom. He is a well-loved villain, kind of like Mr. Freeze, a.k.a. tormented villain. He says, I also got some graded FF I have to pick up. Finally got some more of my raw stuff graded. Cool beans. That's the only time I would probably consider grading is if I was really going to sell individual books again or something like that.
Yeah.
But that would, because it makes sense to do it then, because that's how you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Sad but true, you know. You can try doing it collector to collector, and sometimes you might find somebody who would be willing to pay your price, but you know, it'd be very difficult. Michael Taylor says, Eric, I could be wrong, but did you mention that you had AF-15?
I did.
Now, did you have the other ones before it too, or?
Yeah. I sold that first a year before I sold the rest of my Marvels.
I mean, because those are ones that you just flat out do not see. You don't see them anywhere except maybe at shows, you know, some of the bigger shows.
You're starting to see them again because.
Are you?
Yeah, because the price has come down on everything, and it's even hitting Spider-Man now. That a lot of people, the problem that people are running into now is if you only bought it a couple years ago, it's not worth what you paid for it anymore.
Ouch.
And you know, people are running into that. Well, I don't want to lose money on this. I've only had it for a couple of years. Because if you bought it in 2020 and sold it in 2022, you could have made a healthy profit. But if you bought it in 2022 and you're trying to sell it now, it's, like I said, you may not get it. So that's
ouch. And the Geeky Puppet Show says, rumor has it that Eric sold his shaving razor as well. Uh-oh. Great Legend says, yes, I'm at that point. Enjoying what you have. Yes, absolutely. Great Legend says, good to see you, RDV. Michael Taylor says, Legend, I think I saw you show a lot of your FF run on your show. Yeah. He says, yes, I have a playlist with the first 200. There you go. Tempest from Mars says, I'd like to see some of your figures at some point, Doc. At some point, I hope to get organized enough to actually do a legitimate room tour. For as much room as there is, I'd be standing in one place and just be going in circles, you know. But yes, that is in the works. I just can't promise that it's going to be anytime soon in the works. Great Legend Show says, love me some action figures. Yes, sirree, Bob. Michael Taylor says, Eric, make a video. Maranya says, my brother and I had the Corgi Metal Batman, Batmobile, and Batboat growing up. I didn't have the Batboat, but man, I had them Corgis. My grandmother and grandfather used to visit an uncle and aunt up in Canada, and they used to stop in Woodstock, a town called Woodstock, and they had a store. What was the name of it? Hardware store named Stewart's and Stewart's. And that was what they bought me back every year, was a Batmobile, a Corgi Batmobile, man. But of course I would lose it by the next time summer came and they went up again. So I could never have like a stockpile of them. Geeky Puppet Joe says, I'm court ordered to be here.
Because every court needs a jester.
Green Legend Show says, haha, I have a can of spinach of Popeye in the pantry. There we go. Okay. So I'm not alone in this psychosis. Great Legend also says, it's good canned spinach. I've never opened it. I've never had it open. I could not eat spinach if my life depended on it. He also says, cook with onions and butter. There you go. The only thing I cook with onions and butter is home fries. There we go. Love homemade home fries. Geeky Puppet Show says, get that Paul Newman salad dressing gone before it's gone. And he's laughing at it. Rob's laughing at it. Maranya says, Popeye had to be tough because canned spinach, to me, tastes nasty. The Great Legend says, Newman's own. Good one, RDV. Mike Tiller says, I had a few of the Corgi Batmobiles in the 70s. I vaguely remember having the Batmobile Batboat Corgi gift set. Yeah. I have, these are the ones I have now. This type by Hot Wheels. You can't see them. There's what is that? The Batmobile. I mean, the Bat motorcycle. Bat cycle. Anytime I come across the 66 Batmobile, if I can afford it, I buy it. It's just one of those toys, much like anything to do with the Lost in Space robot. If I come across anything that's the Lost in Space B9 robot, I just if I can afford it, I buy it, because that was such an integral part of my childhood. If I had a dime for every time I drew the robot, I would be rich. Of course, my brother is rich. That's his name, Rich. But Geeky Puppet Joe says, Maranya, are they reading the chat today? Yes, they are. They will read once again. They finished this section. There we go. And we're just about done wrapping up, so we can hit Triple C's channel. Geeky Puppet Show giving a thumbs up. Quite enough, Sayer. Hey, quite enough, Sayer. Great to have you with us, sir. He says, must have bees like 200 long boxes. Yeah. He's talking. He must be talking about your 55.
Yep.
200 long boxes. Oh, my God. Eric Breen says 260, give or take. Oh, okay. He's answering back 260. Yikes. Mike Taylor says, Doc, I agree this stuff is a great mind distraction from the real world, like this show is for me. Well, I appreciate that. And that's what we look to do here on Saturday mornings, is just forget about the world and have some fun, share some memories, share some stories, share some comics, share whatever you want to share on here. So thank you all for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Triple C says, thank you, Rod and Eric. Another great show. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And definitely go over and check out his channel after we're done here in a few minutes, so you can get some really good comics really cheap. Definitely check them out. Tempest from Mars says, I never got into statues because you really can't play with them. Yeah, you don't want to bust those things. Oh, my gosh. Great Legend says, love you, Hot Rod. Bearded Breen is cool, too. Comic book memories, love it. Miss you, Shannon. Thank you so much, Robbie. Appreciate it, man. Take care, Legend. Geeky Puppet Show, Geeky Puppet Show says, Eric used to collect comics, but then the asteroid hit, the Ice Age happened. The dinosaurs died, the Ice Age ended, and then sports were created. Sports became Eric's new obsession. Shots fired.
Why not both?
Michael Taylor says, great show as always. Had a blast. Doc, Eric, Peanut Gallery, have a great weekend and an upcoming week. And the same to you, Michael. Thank you again so much for hanging out with us. Maranya says, take care, Rod, Eric, Peanut Gallery, and Shannon out on assignment. Stay safe out there, everyone. And a happy Easter to everyone. And a happy Easter to you too as well, Maranya. Easy Comic Rita says, awesome show, everyone. Fist bump. Thank you, Mr. Breen, for the baseball memories. Like most kids, baseball cards were a huge part of my collecting. There you go. Awesome. And thank you for hanging out with us once again, Easy Comic Reader, and for your music stylings at the top of the show. Appreciate it. Mike Taylor says, I think my dad told me Jackie gave him a 25-cent tip. Back then, it was probably, that's big money. I don't know. Geeky Puppet Show says, what happened to Shannon? Did he get the Tommy Udo treatment? I don't know who Tommy Udo is.
I should have never taught him that. The movie Kiss of Death, Richard Widmark plays this psycho named Tommy Udo. Okay. And he pushes a grandmother in a wheelchair down a flight of stairs.
Oh, like right out of Psycho.
Yeah, and that movie was so popular that college kids had Tommy Udo fan clubs popping up.
What? Holy mackerel. Oh, no, I'm sure Shannon will explain all about what he's doing. It's something fun. It's something that he was looking forward to, and it's something that's going to benefit him later on. And I'm sure he'll explain it to you next Saturday morning right here. Mike Taylor said, did I read that? Yeah, Michael Taylor says, Doc, wow, 25,000. Yeah, that's about what I got now. And that's about all I could probably handle. Michael Taylor says, Legend has a 7.0 or 7.5 Fantastic 4-1. Yeah, I knew he had a lot of them in really nice shape. Geeky Puppet Show says, time to make some breakfast and have a Miami Vice marathon until the readings later tonight. Have a happy Easter, Rod, and you as well, sir. The readings for tomorrow night are being released from the vault. Dun, dun, dun. Great Legend Show. Mount? What am I trying to say?
Michael
MT.
Taylor.
Ah, there we go. Michael Taylor. Fantastic 4-1 signed by Stan Lee at 5.5. Wow. Nice. Michael Taylor, FF was one of my favorites. Had a lot of FFs. Great Legend Show. Michael, they are so good. Love the First Family. And Michael Taylor says, uh-oh, I know I saw you show it, Rob. Michael Taylor says, ouch, Eric. Michael Taylor also says, Doc, I'd love to see a room tour. It's coming as soon as I can get myself organized. So stay tuned. Robert Harrison says, so long, everyone. Until next time. Thank you so much, Robert. I'll get in touch with you later on today. Thank you, sir. And Michael Taylor says, Doc, maybe the Corgi Batmobile is in the woods. Don't laugh. It probably is. There's got to be at least one there or underneath where the underneath the sod where the sand pile used to be. I guarantee you there's one there. I've taken my metal detector out there, but I haven't found anything yet. But we'll try again this summer. Geeky Puppet Show says it's a big one. Yes, tune into the Geeky Puppet Show tomorrow night. They're doing one from the vault. It's not, I would imagine, 8:15. Eric, yes?
I believe so.
Yeah, I would say 8:15 if there's one or two. If there's two, there'll be another one at 9:30. So definitely check them out. And Graphic Man, he's acting cool with them shades on. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Micah. Appreciate it, sir. Check out Micah's show Wednesday night, one-on-one with I can never think of the first part of his studios. What is Dave's thing? Spinner Rack Studios. You would think I would with a spinner rack right here. Doggone it. All right, so definitely tune in for that. That starts at 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights, Eastern Standard Time. That's Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock wherever his time zone is. So, and that I don't know. Mike Taylor says the 66 Batmobile was originally a rare 55 Lincoln Futura concept. Yes, Futura. And we're closing in on the end of the Peanut Gallery. Geeky Puppet Show says 260 long box. That's a comic shop.
Yeah.
And the Gray Man says, thanks for the show. Thank you, Gray Man. Definitely check out the Gray Man's channel. He'll be doing cover slingers later on this afternoon. Definitely check out his show. Jay Lucian, the Geeky Puppet Show shoot. Neither of my LCSs have 260 long boxes in them. Oh, and Geeky Puppet Show was laughing about it. Mike Taylor says, I used to go on fairs with my dad. Unfortunately, wasn't there when he picked up Jackie in Maryland. Ah, rats. Geeky Puppet Show says, Doc, will Cody defeat Roman at WrestleMania? Yes, it is my prediction that Cody will finish the story. He will hand that championship belt to his mother in the crowd, and all will be happy in Mudville. That's my prediction. Captain UK says, it's been a great show, guys. I don't think I've even commented, just sat here mulling away. Well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We appreciate it, Captain. You have yourself a great rest of your day there. We'll talk to you soon. Joshua says, hey, folks, I have to catch the rewind. Great to have you with us, Joshua. Check the rewind. Fist bump. All right, brother. And Maranya is going to finish it out here. Maranya says, enjoy the rewind, Joshua. And I just want to thank you once again, Eric, for coming on here and bailing me out because it could have been a train wreck here with just me.
Oh, thank you for the invite. And sorry, I think we hit a record time, too.
Yeah, I think we did. We've gone way over, way over. But that's why we do this, to have fun. And it was I really enjoyed talking with you. You know that we've had many conversations on the phone, and it's to me, it's just like we're long lost buddies talking over lunch or something. So I was so thrilled when you said you'd do it.
I said, anytime I can bail you out, be happy to do it.
I greatly appreciate it, sir. No, I'm not going to read that chat.
Somebody thinks they're funny.
All right. Well, that's it for us. Next week, Shannon will be back. The good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. He'll be back from his big special assignment. I'm sure you guys will all want to hear the details of it. I know I want to. So join us next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And let's see here. I got to make sure I hit the right mark on this thing here. What did I do with it? What did I do with it? Come on. Oh, there it is right here. Okay, we got this little bit of business coming up, and then we will go to the outro. Everybody have a great week. Be safe out there. Have a great Easter. Eric, have a great Easter to you and your family.
And you and yours.
Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. And we will see you all next week.